Pastor here, the Reverend John Howard.
First, giving honor to God Almighty for allowing me to be here this morning with all of you. Thanking the mayor for being open to that dialogue. Thanking the Councilman Danny Grover and the Councilwoman for being a part of the conversation and being open, and all the county help that we have. Susan Ucci, I remember first meeting her. Thank you for having an open door. And you know, my brother, Troy, when I came, you know, it was like God bringing, you know, people together like God always do. And we started the conversation, and the conversation built, and being able to meet with their community, NPRO, the Neighborhood Preservation Residential Organization, and commuting from, at that time, Ewing to Elizabeth, until the Lord had a snowstorm and froze my windows up and said, you have to live in Elizabeth, and here I am. But, you know, when you live in a place, I've learned through ministry in Chicago and in California, and since being here, you know, you are accepted in the community you live in. You can't have a different license plate or live in a different community and try and do ministry. It just doesn't work. So I thank God for bringing me here, and I thank all of these people who are sitting here for really making the dream come true. I tell folk, dare to dream. Dare to dream. And then, once you dream about it, step out and act on the dream. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. Like the mayor said, it was over a 2-year conversation. But when you got God in the mess, and he's in there stirring, he brings about a miracle, and things happen. Because a young man knocked on my church door by the name of Armando D'Erico. He knocked on the door, him and Michael, knowing Troy, and saying, Pastor, we want to work with you. And I looked at him, and you can see that the Spirit of God was in him. I said, well, I'm going to work with you too. Let's do it. And he had that glue, that stickness to keep doing it. And here we are on this great day, breaking ground for an African-American cultural center, the first in the city. I said, God brought me here for such a time as this. And also, low-income housing, which is much needed in our city and in this community. And then that which is taking place. So once again, thank you, my Union County reps and mayor and all of you great Elizabethians, and also the moderator of our presbytery for being here and sharing this with us as we share it in community. And I say, in order to be community, one of my dreams is in this place. He talked about how, you know, I grew up in South Jersey, in Burlington, New Jersey, and we lost a hillside in an all-state battle, and I came here and I said, hillside sounds familiar. But somehow God brings you full circle. And you talked about the Portuguese, our Latino and Spanish-speaking brothers, our Haitian and French-speaking brothers. So my dream is that we'll learn second languages so we can truly be community. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Howard. Now, this could all have a great conversation and a great dialogue, and we can all have great ideas, but we don't have a developer and someone who wants to implement it and build it, then it becomes very difficult. You know, in the Field of Dreams, the line was, if you build it, they will come. And that movie clearly said that people will go to places, regardless of where they are. If you build it, they will come. Armando D'Erico stepped forth and not only said, I can build housing, but I will build this center along with the housing, and when we will work it out financially. As the CEO of the New Jersey Community Development Group, his organization recently began the 14 rental units here on Emma Street. And for those of you that remember, there was a huge fire on this site a couple of years ago where people that lived here helped pull the people who lived here out of the buildings into that church for shelter. And it was because of the members of this church that helped the people who were taken out of this house have some comfort that first night as I walked around this church in the middle of the night and early the next morning when the folks were taken out of that church after the fire. But it was people who lived here who helped save their lives. And our next speaker, our final speaker before the groundbreaking, is the person in his group that's making all of this possible, Mr. Armando D'Errico.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to thank everybody for coming today. Mayor Bowich, I would like to thank you for your leadership in giving me an opportunity to work with you in the city on a project that embodies your vision for rebuilding Elizabeth's neighborhoods, enhancing services to residents, and providing employment opportunities to help residents build better lives. New Jersey Community Development Group is committed to serving the city as well, and I would like to let everyone here know that we intend that 60% of our labor force to build this project will be conducted by Elizabeth residents. This commitment is in line with your focus, Mayor, on keeping jobs local. It is also part of New Jersey Community Development's group mission to rebuild neighborhoods in need of rebuilding to help people rebuild their lives. We do this by providing jobs through our projects in partnership with Local 55, who actually is here today, and their labor union located out of Newark, New Jersey, paying fantastic rates to apprentices learning the construction trades. The first African American Cultural and Learning Center has been an answer to the prayers of many in this neighborhood and throughout the city. I believe the person whose prayers have had the most influence are those of Reverend John Howard. Reverend Howard's support has been critical to helping us realize this day. Reverend, I would like to thank you. The Elizabeth African American Cultural and Learning Center will be a place where residents can celebrate their rich history of this neighborhood, a place that will showcase the talents of local entertainment and learning. In essence, it will be a neighborhood enrichment hub. The Spring Street project also features 20 affordable rental housing units, and as you can see, there's 14 underway right here, so you're going to have 34 total. These projects represent a $4.6 million investment by all parties in the Keary Head neighborhood. The financing for this project was provided through funding from the City of Elizabeth, Home Funds, the Elizabeth Development Company, and the County of Union, NSP3 funds, and thankfully North Jersey Community Bank, who is also here. Chris, thank you. This would not happen if it wasn't for you. I would like to thank our funding partners for their belief in this project and the ongoing support. I would like to thank Union County Executive Al Fiella for his support, and Susan Ucci at the Elizabeth Home Improvement Program. Susan, Al, and their teams worked tirelessly on helping this project come to fruition. The Elizabeth Development Company also was an instrumental part helping close some gap financing at the end for the pastor. This project is scheduled to be completed sometime next summer. I expect you all here to celebrate as our newly re-elected Mayor Bowich will be leading the city in a ribbon cutting.
I think now we're going to break ground. I also want to, if you can keep in your thoughts, Councilman Bill Gallman, who's recovering from surgery. I'm sure he would be here, but he's in the hospital, so if you can keep him in your thoughts as we break ground, because this project is close to him as well. So if we can move forward.